Welcome to the very first Sneaker Tabernacle class. The first thing that we're gonna do, actually, whenever you wanna start off a custom, we're gonna take out the shoelaces. The next step is that you have to break down the factory finish on each shoe. And so that's why there's swabs on the table. The reason we use acetone is to pretty much knock down that factory finish. Like if you don't knock down that factory finish, your paint will start chipping or the paint won't adhere to the leather. So we're gonna knock off that finish and then that's when we'll apply paint. And after that, we seal it right back up with spray, liquid kicks. Angelus has many options and that is why we use acetone. It's like $10, Home Depot. And that's a lot too. Next, we're gonna sketch the design. I want you to think about how you're gonna lay out the cupcake pattern, really even just like the frosting. Regardless, the first thing we're gonna do is actually add the buttercup paint. All right, so you'll see that buttercup turn into a lighter color. Now, one thing that I do, this kind of locks you into a design, is that you could take a black marker and sketch like where you want your like wavy lines to be. You could do that, but you have to follow that. Versus it's actually easier to just paint and then go through with the marker on like what you're done painting after. Not all colors are made equal when it comes to laying down coats. Like one of the questions that came up was how many coats do you lay down when you paint? Well, that also, like it depends on the color of the paint that you use. Now, for example, blue doesn't have a lot of pigment in it. It has a color, but it doesn't have like the white pigment that really gives you that nice, like clean, creamy color, which is where you have to begin. So in order for Amina and Audrey to get this deep blue color, we had to start them off with a light blue. We mix that light blue and then they work their way up layer by layer in order to get the deep, rich blue. All right, so the process of adding sprinkles, this is something I came with over time. I had this theory, right? If puff paint works on clothes, why can't it work on leather, especially if that leather has been broken down with acetone? And so I went out to Hobby Lobby. I believe this bottle cost me about $6. And I got two of them. Drying time is very fast. Probably like within 30 minutes you have a solid line. And it adds texture and dimension to the shoe, which is why we're using it for sprinkles. Take that and put it under the dryer. Go put it under the dryer so you can add your next coat. Today was a bit interesting because I wasn't expecting for so many different levels of skill to come through the door. We had people who have actually worked with me, and then we also had people who have never painted a shoe at all. So I didn't know how that was going to align when it came to timing, but a lot of people picked up very quickly. Now, one of the things that I'm grateful that I did is that I pretty much, rather than having everyone make the same exact design, I gave them the freedom to use the same tips and tools from the donut design and apply it to their silhouette. So if you saw the crazy, like vast of like designs and stuff like that, it's because those are people expressing their style, right? Or even just like how they interpreted the donut shoe. Rodney's shoe, like making that pink swoosh on that yellow, with the yellow contrast frosting, like to me that was dope. Like he really utilized the panels on that shoe. And so no matter if this is the first time that you've ever painted or maybe you worked for me before, I want to encourage you to come out and keep showing up. And even if you're watching this online, this is a great way for you to enter the custom sneaker space. All right, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment below and we're just gonna keep baking.
This is my finished product. I'm gonna call them the lemon meringues, you know what I'm saying? All around, man, it's a great experience. You know, Shoebaker has a lot of experience with designing shoes. He does a lot of painting and things. Like I said, you know, I'm a designer myself, but as far as painting and things and visualizing the idea and stuff, you know, that's just easy. But like putting it together, making it happen, like all within, you know, a certain time span, it's a pretty enduring challenge. But I definitely stepped up to the plate. I'm very excited with how these came out. I definitely do this again for sure.
I really enjoyed the class. I think I learned a lot more about painting shoes than I ever knew before. I'm surprised at myself, and I actually think I did a decent job considering I've never painted shoes before. So I definitely would come back again.
Yeah, I had a really good time just sharing this experience with her. Obviously, you know, a little bit more experience in the field, not so much in painting, but throughout the course of this experience, definitely made me want to paint a little bit more and experiment more in that field than the field that I currently already have experience in with customizing shoes and clothing. So overall, 10 out of 10. Love working with Nick, love doing this with my girlfriend Devin. It was awesome. Definitely highly recommend it to anyone.